Okay, guys, I'm starting to get kinda sorta creeped out here because last night when I saw the news break that a crazy man in a Michael Myers mask was attacking people in Philadelphia, obviously, at first I was like, hey, that's really scary. But at the same time, as someone who loves Michael Myers, as a big horror movie fan, and as someone that has a platform, I was like, hey, that would be something wild and interesting and kind of cool to talk about on YouTube. Don't get me wrong, attacking people wearing a Michael Myers mask is not cool, but I thought it would be like a fascinating story. Here it is, Halloween, and we got someone out here mimicking one of our horror movie icons out here attacking people as they trick or treat. How crazy is that? But then, as I sat down trying to do research into that story, which, by the way, no one is talking about, you would think that would be the topic of the day. No one's talking about it. The guy has not even been caught yet. He's out here, Lord knows where. But as I was trying to do research into that story, I found another story in Houston where a man wearing a Michael Myers mask as kids were trick-or-treating all around. Listen, folks, the neighborhood was watching this go down. A man with a Michael Myers mask was walking around, and he walked right into someone's garage and unalived them in front of everybody. In front of all the kids trick-or-treating, some guy in a Michael Myers mask, full costume, walks down the street. Trick-or-treaters are like scurrying out the way. He walks into someone's garage and unalives them right there. Doesn't care that people are watching. And then quietly just leaves the scene. That person hasn't been caught yet either. Now, when I saw the second one, I was like, whoa. Okay, one Michael Myers killer or slasher in Philadelphia is enough. Now we got someone doing something, similar in Houston. And I thought that things couldn't get crazier than that. But I forgot it's 2024. Of course things are going to get crazier than that. Now, if you've ever seen Halloween, if you've ever seen the original Michael Myers movie, Halloween, right? In the movie, there's a breakout from a mental health facility. And one scene, you got like Dr. Loomis, and there's like people and patients and like blankets kind of looking like ghosts running all around, right? Well, yesterday in Long Island, as these other Michael Myers attacks were taking place in various other parts of the country, in Long Island, an employee of a mental health facility was hanging out in his car right outside of the mental health facility, and apparently some random person wearing a Halloween mask walked up to his vehicle, opened the door, and started stabbing him repeatedly. So not only do we have one Halloween Michael Myers attack, not only do we have two, it looks like we have three, all on Halloween. And for the most part, there's not really a peep about what's going on. And folks, the Michael Myers attack in Houston, that story gets even crazier. And I'm going to give you the update to that story towards the end of this video. You're going to want to stick around. But first, I want to give you all details about what went down in Long Island. Knife-wielding goon in Halloween mask stabs man outside of Long Island mental health facility. A knife-wielding man in a Halloween mask stabbed a man who was sitting in his car outside a Long Island mental health facility. The victim was parked in a lot outside the Hands Across Long Island building on Brightside Avenue in Central Islip around 4:10 p.m. when the menace approached his driver's side door, Suffolk County Police said. The mask-wearing attacker then opened the door and stabbed the victim, authorities said. The suspect then fled the scene and has not yet been caught. The victim was taken to a local hospital to be treated for non-life-threatening injuries, the police said. The motive for the broad daylight violence remains under investigation. No further description has been released of the suspect or the spooky mask. So, Long Island, guy's just sitting in his car, no reason, someone in a Halloween mask runs up, opens the door, and starts stabbing him. Now, I don't know if this was someone that escaped the mental health facility, kind of like Michael Myers did in the Halloween movie. I don't know, but it's just really wild, right? Especially when you think about all of these other stories that are happening. But as I was saying, we had another incident that took place in Houston, where the guy dressed as Michael Myers walks into the garage and kills someone in front of trick-or-treaters, right? Well, it turns out the man who was unalived, apparently his wife was killed recently. And apparently he's one of the suspects in her murder. So the plot thickens. It looks like Michael Myers may have come back for revenge, because the guy that he unalived in front of all of the trick-or-treaters, in front of the entire neighborhood, he was like one of the main suspects in his own wife's death. So, I mean, that was a very unexpected twist. But then again, I never expected that I would be waking up to news stories like this one. But let's go ahead. Luckily, in Houston, they're actually talking about this. The stuff that went down in Philly, the stuff that went down in Long Island, the media isn't really covering it, but local media in Houston has covered this story a little bit. I want to roll this clip and then I'll be right back.
Gruesome Halloween night murder. A man shot and killed in Northwest Harris County by a killer reportedly wearing a Michael Myers mask. And we've now learned his murder comes 2.5 months after his estranged wife was also shot and killed. Devon Roming is live in the Green Oak Park neighborhood off Hawks Nest Drive, where it all happened overnight. Devon.
Well, Katira, no arrests have been made in this case just yet, but Harris County investigators with the Harris County Sheriff's Office tell us they are very familiar with this home here behind me where last night's shooting took place. That's because the victim's estranged wife used to live here with the couple's 3 kids before they separated, and they'd been here as part of her murder investigation. Family have now identified her as 37-year-old Carmen Peterson. She was shot and killed on August 16th as she slept in her new apartment, according to the sheriff's office. Back here on Hawks Nest Drive, investigators say they were called to the home between 10 and 11 last night after a report of multiple shots being fired in this neighborhood. It was a very busy night with people out and about for Halloween, and witnesses told investigators they saw someone in a Michael Myers mask from the movie Halloween walk up to a man in his garage and started shooting.
Someone of that description was seen in the area during the shooting. Again, we're reviewing video, processing the scene, interviewing witnesses to gather as much evidence as we can.
Investigators say 2 of the victim's children were inside the home at the time of the shooting, but they were unharmed. They are now safe with family. Meanwhile, Carmen Peterson's family tells us they believe her estranged husband, who was killed here last night, was also somehow involved in her murder in August. However, law enforcement is not commenting on that. Now, the Harris County Sheriff's Office is asking anyone with information that could lead to an arrest in this case to call them.
So at this point, I think it's pretty needless to say that we had a very wild Halloween night last night in this country. And this is just the tip of the iceberg, when it comes to all types of crazy things that happened, all types of violence, how things go. But yeah, in one Halloween night, we have 3 Halloween Michael Myers related attacks. And I find that so freaking bizarre. And the fact that this story, I don't know what's going on with any of the stories, really. And the crazy part is, all 3 of these stories, the suspect's still on the loose. A man wearing a Halloween mask on Halloween attacks people and he gets away with it because he's blending in with everyone else. But the story in Houston, it's like, whoa, I didn't think that the plot would be this deep. So who knows? We may actually be covering this story. And here, I thought Halloween was over. I was hoping that today I could start bringing in the Christmas spirit. Yet here I am, folks. Here I am still talking about Michael Myers. But for now, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next one.